and welcome back to Build with the Boys. Now time for our weekly catch-up. It's been a big week. So, you would have seen from some of the videos that I posted that my little boy, handsome Jack Heartthrob, won the EVW Juniors Academy Championship. We're so proud of him. We are so ridiculously proud of him. The kid did good. So the video's up on the channel. If you want to see Jack absolutely destroying someone, you can see it on the channel. And also my older boy, Oscar, made his in-ring debut, but don't tell him it was him, as the demonic clown slapstick. It's I'm so proud of them both. I really am. It's been magical. And today he got to do show and tell at school, and he showed his match and he showed his belt, and the kids were all chanting his name, and it was magical. It was really good. Build-wise, we've been cracking on with the Disney Doll's House. Nearly caught up, thankfully, so we're there. And then I've had a ton of stuff arrive. Now, my Titanic hasn't gone up, and I've had people ask, why's your Titanic up? My tumbler hasn't gone up, and neither has my Lancaster bomb. Well, the reason why mine was delivered late, everyone got theirs before mine. Mine just turned up late, and it's obviously local post because everyone else got theirs on time. Mine didn't, but it's here now, so I've got it now. So Titanic will probably be up this evening, to be honest with you. There's just a bit of editing left to do, and then it'll be up. So yeah, those will be there. We did build this one as well. If you've not seen this, check it out. This is really weird, right? But I kind of love it. This arrived ages ago. So I've had this since probably the first week of February, maybe last week of January, but I've had this that long. But I've not been able to show you. But we have the J.M. Bricklayer Nutcracker. Now, I love this, right? He does something. I'll see if I can get it to do it. But inside the head, you watch him not do it now. There we go. Little balls. It's like a vending machine. Like those things you used to put a coin in and get a little toy out of. This is a Christmas thing. I got a message from J.M. Bricklayer asking if I'd like to build it. And they sort of stressed, look, we know we missed Christmas, but we like this model. We still want to release it. Would you be interested in building it? And I was like, I don't know, man. That's a hard sell. It's March, and this is a Christmas thing. I don't think it is. I mean, I know they're associated with Christmas naturally, but this is a joyous build, man. I really, really enjoyed it. This is the funny thing. I did the panda. He's still over there. He is going to work. And I wasn't expecting much from it. I'll be honest with you. It's a bit weird. I don't really look my thing. Loved it. Absolutely loved the panda. I think going into this one again, I just thought, this is a bit odd. I really have to rethink the things that I build because I enjoyed it so much. It was ridiculous how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, I need to take stock and have a bit of a rethink about what I build. Speaking of which, a new build is being trialled at the moment. Now, just last week I was saying it's a bit weird. Hachette have been so quiet. We've heard nothing from them. Well, they've come out swinging, and they've come out swinging big time. So, launched today is a trial of this one. Dalek. So that thing's massive as well, right? So that is a 1/2 scale. So it's a half scale Dalek. And I thought, that's kind of big. It's massive. So the base of that Dalek is 60 centimeters, that's big. That's some heft. See, you're looking at this, the base of it. Easy. And it is 84 centimeters high. So again, this is it's about if you took the Ecto 1 and stood it on its end, that's the size of your Dalek. This is a big old thing. It's fully remote control. But here are some closer images of it. He is based on the 2005 Time War Dalek. And I like it. I really like it, actually. Really like it. I would have liked to see one in traditional colours, but I would imagine people are going to mod the hell out of these Daleks. You're going to see all colours of the rainbow Dalek. I guarantee it. But it's nice. I think it's really nice. I like it, but the things you need to know about it, right? So it's $11.99 an issue, and it is going to be 140 parts. So it's a big one. It's Titanic in its length of build. So you're looking at 2.5 years on that one. Easy. More, in fact, you're looking at 2 years, 10 months on a build on that one. If they release it one a week, which I believe they are, that one will be a long time. That's 140 weeks. I mean, so right there, you're looking at 2 years, 10 months. Easy. But it looks like it's going to be a joy. I mean, it's big. It's remote control as well, so that's good. So it's fully remote control. You can move all around. The lights change color. It's got speech. You can open up the chest and see the actual Dalek inside. I like it, man. I really like it. Am I going to build it? I don't know. It depends when it comes out and what I'm doing. For some people, that is a 100% yes, I'm in. For me, it's an 80% yes, I'm in, because I'd like to build that. I would. I think that thing, it's a British classic, the Dalek. And as you'd see, it's kind of like why I built the Rootmaster. Everything else I've built is pop culture based. So the Rootmaster was a bit of a weird one for me because it's out of my wheelhouse. It's not, it's not linked to a movie, or it's not linked to TV, but the reason why I built it was because I wanted to build something British. I wanted to build a British classic, and next to a London cab, I thought, yeah, that's the one. That's a British classic. And that's why I built it. Because we're always building American vehicles and stuff based on American franchises. So to build a British classic like that, of the Dalek, I like that. I like it. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit and pretend that I'm the world's biggest Doctor Who fan, because I'm not. I watch Doctor Who, but I've never really been all in on it. However, the kids really got into it, particularly at Christmas with the new Doctor. And they've decided they want to get in, and it's a good jumping on point for them to start with, a new incarnation of the Doctor, to get in there and watch them. So we watched the last of the David Tennant ones, and we've watched the new Christmas one, and we're looking forward to May when the new series starts, and we're going to be all over that. So, I think it's a good time to do a Dalek. I reckon if you're going to see him, I don't think you're going to see him released until Christmas, because I think at that point, Titanic has ended, Stobart has ended, Alien has ended, Doll's House has kind of ended. I think Christmas is when you're going to see that Dalek released. I can't guarantee that. He might come out in summer. I don't know, because they've done this before, where they've tested them around about this time of the year, and they've appeared around about August, September. So that might be what happens with them. I don't know. But please don't go thinking this is a full run, because it isn't. At this stage, this is a trial. And again, as much as I'd say this one's a no-brainer, I think that this is money in the bank for them. As much as I think that, we thought that about the Hogwarts Express. So there's no guarantee that this one's going to make it to a full run. There's no guarantee this one's going to be released, but that shouldn't stop you from subscribing to it. So if you want to subscribe to it, there is a website for it, and I'll put the link down below. So you can go to that website. It's in the description. You can go to the website. You can subscribe to it. Now, nothing is going to turn up through the post. It's just not. But typically what will happen at the end of it is they will tell you, thanks for taking part in this trial. That's it. When it launches, you'll get it. But what will happen is your subscription will sit, if you've got an account with Hachette. So when this thing does go live, you're automatically subscribed to. You don't need to resub. You're automatically in. You're in on the ground floor. It comes with all the usual free gifts. But again, this is a trial website, so those gifts can, will, and do change. It's the typical stuff. There's a mug. There's a key ring, binders. Part 2 free with part 1, the same stuff it always is, but all that can change. There's a very nice TARDIS mug, but I think he's great. I really like it, and that enormous remote control Dalek I think is superb. I really do. And I think, making sure I'm not committed to anything else at the time, I think I'm in, because as I've said before, I've said multiple times on the catch-up, I am looking for what's going to be the next thing to fill these kind of empty slots when these things start finishing up. And I like that one. I like it a lot. So it's I'm about 80. I'm probably about 90% in now, because I just an enormous hulking great Dalek, man. Come on. And that's the thing. Even if you're not going to use the remote control, it's still a nice thing, man. It's still it's a British classic. Legend has it, be this true or not, my wife went to the school that inspired the Dalek. they had they're still there. You can still see them on the roof of the school. They had it was like they're like chimney stacks, but they're not, and they look like Daleks. And legend has it that the designer of said Dalek lived opposite the school, which he did, and he used those as the design. It's hard to argue with. I'm sure there's someone out there, so there's some Whovian out there who's like, you're wrong, maybe, but that's always been the kind of rumor. So it's the Dalek is. I just think it's a beauty, man. I know a lot of people are gonna be chomping at the bit for that one. So we'll wait and see. But this is exciting times, man. If you're a pop culture guy, you got to look at it like this, right? At the moment, I think most of you are covered, right? So if you're a Star Wars guy, at the moment you've got the Falcon is flying around out there, and they're teasing us with that half-scale Darth Vader. If you're a Marvel guy, we've got the Gauntlet, we've had the Iron Man. They're teasing us with more Marvel builds with the Spider-Man that's out there. Fast and Furious, you've got 2 cars from that. Star Trek, you've got the Enterprise. And now for Doctor Who fans, for Whovians, man, you've got the Dalek. Good times, right? Most major franchises are kind of covered at the moment that you can just go and pick and choose. And this is why it's getting difficult to choose one, man. It's getting difficult to find one you go, oh, yeah, definitely that one. Because they keep dangling these little beautiful little things, man. It's gorgeous. What else have we been up to? Well, again, nothing turned up, right? So it was kind of like, So I managed to catch one Doll's House, which has been lovely. I have got all of next week off, and I can't wait. So I've got nothing planned for this weekend. I've got all of next week off. I've had a half day today, which has been absolutely blissful, and I am starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel like me again, because it's been rough, man. It's been rough. The first 3 months this year have been full on. It's been rough, and I'm starting to feel a lot better. I am, and we've had a lot of highs. And as I said, with Jack winning the title, and again, I've had people ask me about this. I kind of addressed it now. I've had people ask about whatever happened to R2D2. Well, if you watch the R2D2 build, it was a build that was being done with Jack. So it was me and Jack building the R2D2 together, and it was for Jack. It was Jack's. We had a quite frankly terrible 2022. It was awful. So we had, honestly, one of the hands down, one of the worst years of my life, which is bizarre because at the same time, it's when we started doing this. So we started doing, 2022 was our first proper year of YouTube. And it was, when I've mentioned before, I've mentioned about men's mental health and whatnot in the past, it was therapy for me. It was therapeutic. It was something where I could switch off everything else that was going on, and I could just come and do this. I could come into my room, I could model, and just, my mind went off everything else and it just focused on what we were doing, making the videos and whatnot. And that's where we were. Things were really bad for Jack in 2022, really bad. And we had to look at what we were doing, and it wasn't right at the time for him to be doing this as well. There was too much going on with him for him to be doing that as well, to have any sort of commitment to build a model or something like that. So it stopped. So it went up on bricks, basically, is what happened to him. But we will continue. We will continue because things are remarkably better. They really are. I'm not going to go into detail about what was going on, but it was rough. It was rough. It was really sad, and it was yeah. But everything's okay now, and that's what matters. This too shall pass, you know. So it's good now. So we will finish him. We will, because, you know, times have changed and things are getting better. So I was never going to just go, well, he's out, I'll do it on my own. That wasn't it. It was about me and him. So once we can get back into that, we will, and it will be done. But he's going to go nuts for that Dalek. I haven't shown him that yet, but he's going to go nuts for that. So who knows? Maybe it'll be our next one after we finish the R2D2 up, because we've planned on finishing up over summer. The other one, whilst we're at it, I might as well bring this one up as well, because I've had a couple of emails about it, about the crochet. What happened with the crochet? Well, I've got them all. I've got probably 80 issues of the crochet that I can't do. And I'll tell you everything that's going on with this. If you can remember, I broke my wrist. So I didn't just break my wrist, I broke my hand. So I broke my hand along here, I broke my wrist. Now I've broke this hand, believe it or not, around about 15 times. So I broke every single finger in this hand multiple times. I'm sure you can imagine why. So this hand is buggered, basically. When I broke my wrist in 2022, it wasn't healing. So it got to a point where it healed, the bone was healed, but the pain didn't go away. The pain was quite severe. So with anything that I do, it just caused pain. So I've seen doctors and whatnot about it, and I've got arthritis in my right hand. That's what's happened. So I've got arthritis in my thumb, I've got arthritis in my wrist. It sucks, right? It sucks. Fortunately, touch wood, for now, I'm all right when it comes to building models and whatnot. If I'm doing this screwdriver thing, what we do is fairly, I mean, even though we see it as in depth, when it actually comes to screwing things in, I have problems. If we have an issue, we've got to put in like 60 screws. I've got a problem. Like, thank God the Root Master was finished before that happened, because those last few would have, wow. But yeah, I do have some minor problems. But I can get away with it. With the screwdriver, I can get away with it. The movement of crochet, see, I can't do it. The pain is severe. I can get about 3 rows in, and the pain that shoots across my hand is so intense that I literally can't do it. And I'm gutted, because I was really enjoying doing it. I love being that weird guy, because I was doing it on my way to work. So I've done this on trains, planes, buses, everything. I'd sit there looking like I look, just crocheting away. And I loved being the weird guy. And I really enjoyed it. But the reality is I can't do it physically. I cannot do it without it causing me agonizing pain. So unfortunately, I'm gutted, but I can't. I'm hoping it doesn't have ramifications in the future. I'm sure it's gonna. But if it does, it does. But I can use electric screwdrivers. I can use, like pen drives and things like that. I can. I can't electronically crochet something. If you could, what would be the point you're doing it, So that's what's going on there. So that is why you haven't seen crochet, and that is why you haven't seen R2-D2. But you will see R2-D2. Crochet, I don't know. Now, this is the funny thing. Jack really wants to learn how to crochet. And I'm like, well, dude, I might teach you, and you might do this project instead. So there's serendipity there. But that's sadly what's going on. I've got loads to do now. So I've got 6 issues of Tumbler. And right, I am I'm a Tumbler defender, right? I am. I like the Tumbler. I've enjoyed building it. I have. But I'm like you. I've got to admit, we haven't had loads of stuff to do of the Tumbler. But the latest one's really hard to defend, because we do start to bolt it together. So, we're attaching the frame to the front, the nose cone's going on, and that's all great. And it looks like that's the road we're going down, right? So you're like, oh, so we're starting to put it together now. And then they go, nope, here's some roof. And you go, roof? For some reason, we've started the roof. And it's like, okay, but we've not put any of the car together. I know, but let's do the roof. Like, there's nowhere for the roof to go. I know, but let's build the roof. It's so weird. It is so weird, but it is what it is, man. We've got to embrace the crazy, otherwise we'll go nuts. So it's what it is. We're building the roof. Come to peace with it. So Tumbler will be done very soon. We've got the Lancaster turn up. We're so far behind. I mean, I'm behind anyway, but on the Lancaster, we're massively behind the news agents. Massively, because news agents, I think, are on issue 13. We've only just got 10. So we've got 7, 8, 9, and 10 have just turned up. News agents, I believe, are on 12. They're about to go on to 13. So we're about a month behind the news agents. And so, it is what it is. But I mean, again, there's no race. There's no race here. They're all going to get built. But it's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to doing that. I love the small detail work on the Lancaster. I think it's fantastic. It's really good. Penny over at Penny's Pit Stop is doing the Hong Kong Lancaster, which is a model kit from Hong Kong, Hong Kong models, and a comparison with Hachettes and that one. So you can kind of see the difference between the two. The theory being, could you build as good for less? That's the idea behind it. And there's a decent comparison happening there, where is a kind of sprue and glue model. Can it be built as good, if not better, than a partwork model? It's an interesting kind of take on it. So you can see them both being built at the same time. And then ultimately what they cost. So what did this one cost to do? What did this one cost to do? And it's got a scoring system, and is this one doing better? But check it out. Honestly, check Penny's. I'll put a link down to Penny's down below. So you can go and see what she's doing over there, because it's definitely worth your time, especially if you're interested in the Lancaster. Titanic is sailing toward the end now. So we've got up to 114, which means we've got 20. Is that right? 108? 100, we're up to 108. I'm losing track of time. 100, I'm thinking doll's size. 108, which means we've got 32 left to go. So we've got 32 and we're done. That's going to end in October. Doll's House is scarily close to the end. So my Doll's House has been dispatched. I had notification today. So 111 to 114 turn up this week, which means we've only got one full delivery left to go. So after this one's turned up, we get the delivery that will be due in April. And that's the last time we get a full pack, because in May, we get the last 2 pieces. That's it. Then the house is built. But this part we're in now is big, because what we're doing is we're building the base. It's a weird one because it doesn't sit on the base. The base is part of it, but we're building the base. So we've extended the footprint of that thing massively. It's bloody hard to get it on the desk now. It's really hard to film. It's hard to get it on the desk. But it is what it is. But it's looking amazing. It's looking amazing. It's come together so well. I really hope Hachette do something else like this. I really do, because they do carry models like this in Japan, but we don't really get a sniff of them over here. So this is, as far as I'm aware, this is the first Disney build they've done. If they did one before, it completely passed me by, because I don't remember seeing it. I think years ago they did a build a Disney World diorama, but I might be wrong. I think they did. I don't know. But I kind of hope they do something. It doesn't have to be Disney, but I kind of hope they do something else. So running in Japan at the moment, and it's been running for a long time now. They're over a year into this. Is Peter Rabbit's house. And Peter Rabbit's house is a lot more in depth than the Doll's House. So if you're a Doll's House, if you're a Disney Doll's Houser, and you're thinking of going Peter Rabbit next, you need to be aware of what that involves, because the Peter Rabbit house is extreme compared to the Disney Doll's House. It is a lot more in depth. So you have to paint it. So, I mean, all the woodwork and everything is painted by hand. So if you're more of a traditional modeler, you'll love the Peter Rabbit house. You will, because, again, you paint the fruit, you paint everything, you lay the grass, all of it. It looks stunning. It's a much smaller scale than the Doll's House, but the detail is next level. It's ridiculous. There is, of course, the Moomin house. Now, as far as I'm aware, I don't think that's been that big a hit in the UK, because I don't know anyone that was... I think World of Mike was building it on his channel. I remember seeing it there, but I don't know if he's kept with it. But I've not really seen anyone building the Moomin house, to be honest with you, because it is a bit... I mean, it is... I don't know, man. If you're like me, if you're an 80s child, the Moomins just scared the crap out of me. It was depending on when you were. If you're in the 90s, you got a fairly nice kind of anime version of Moomins, right? But they weren't what I got. What I got, someone said to me, there were scary things. Everything was scary in the 80s, right? Children's TV was just horrifying in the 80s. This is what, I'll find a picture. This is what 80s Moomins look like. Just nightmare fuel, pure nightmare fuel. But everything was terrifying in the 80s. Everything, man. I can remember the one thing that used to scare the ever-living crap out of me was Chorlton and the Wheelers, right? So there was a stop-motion show called Chorlton and the Wheelies, which was just weird. But there was a witch, right? And anybody that's seen the show knows what I'm talking about, right? Then they're now having Nam flashbacks to this, going, God, the witch from Chorlton and the Wheelers. She disappeared through the floor, then appeared somewhere else. Scared the crap out of me. And this was that witch. See, now what was going on here is that is the product of the flower children of the 60s, right? They were all getting LSD'd out their minds, right? And high as kites and, hallucinating. Then became adults, and then started making kid shows in the 80s. And that's what we got, right? Because there was all so many weird things. Remember Chucky? Right? You gotta be in your 40s to know what I'm talking about. Chucky was like demonic crap, man. I don't know what was going on there. But of all of that, right, someone, and I swear this is true, if you're under, I'd say if you're under 40, 42, 43, you've probably never seen this. But someone thought this was a good idea. Someone thought kids will love this. There was a show called Jigsaw. Now, again, if you're 40, 45, and I've just said that, you know exactly where I'm going, right? But it's going to happen, so turn away from the screen if you can't look at it. If you've forgotten this or blocked it out, suppressed memory, I apologise, but now this thing's going to haunt your dreams. Someone thought this was a good idea. Someone thought kids would love this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Nosy Bong, and he went out on children's television. So goddamn weird, right? Like, honestly, like that weird ass mask with a long ass nose. He wore like these weird kind of white gloves and would just be creeping about places. It's like, oh my God, that thing used to scare the crap out of me. And yeah, that was the 80s, man. So when it comes to Daleks, I'll be like, oh, do you remember hiding behind the sofa from the Daleks? No, I remember hiding behind the sofa from Nosy Bong and the Witch from Short and the Wheelies and Edna from Will o' the Wisp. And just all that just nightmare fuel 80s kids shows brought us. And yeah, that's the era I grew up. I digress. What have you been watching? The Gentleman. So I watched all of The Gentleman, which I actually quite liked because Guy Ritchie movies I can kind of take or leave because they do. There's quite a lot of mock East End gangster going on. You muppet, you slag, and you're like, oh, okay. But I actually quite enjoyed this. This somewhat moves away from that, and it seems a little bit more mature, a little bit more intelligent. And I really enjoyed it. So we watched all of that. That's on Netflix. It's a TV show. Eight episodes of that one. We are still watching The Walking Dead. I believe we're on series 165 now, episode 74. But it's like I'm watching it going, well, everyone's dead, man. Can we just let's just wrap it up, fellas. Everyone's dead. Let's just wrap it. Let's call it. Let's go home. It's a lot, man. It's a hell of a lot. So coming up on the channel, we will have over the next few days a lot because again, I've got a week off, I've got the weekend free, I've got this evening, I've got tomorrow evening. That's Thursday. I've got tomorrow evening as well. So you're going to get a lot. So you are going to get 5 tumblers. You're going to get 6 tumblers. 6 tumblers. You're going to get 4 Lancaster bombers. You're going to get 4 Titanics. You are going to get 4 Disney Doll's House. You are going to get a Buck Nook. You are going to get a music box, and you're going to get a fun hole build as well. So that's a lot over the next week. But I'm up for the challenge. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. So much to do, but so much time, which is a rarity. Thank you for all your emails, and thank you for. I got a couple messages of concern after a very grumpy Scott on last week's catch up. I was actually a crap week. I've had a crap 3 months, if I'm honest with you. The start of this year hasn't been great, if I'm honest. It's been full on. It's been a lot, but I mean nothing that we can't handle. But we've turned that corner now. It's nice. I'm getting to the point where okay, the financial year's over. We're happy again. So thank you for your concern. It's very sweet that people care. It's very sweet of you. So big shout out and big thank you to everybody who messaged me. You know you are, and I appreciate it. I do. If you've messaged me and I haven't got back to you, I'm sorry because I'm not happy about that. Normally, I mean, you would have noticed my interaction on comments and whatnot is low at the moment, and it's because I'm just so busy. I'm just so ridiculously busy. I don't have the time, and it's not an excuse. It's not. Well, it is, but it's not an excuse I'm happy with. Because I've got to try and make the time. I just do. So I'm sorry for that. I do like interacting with everybody, and I don't like it when I can't. But that is changing, so that's good. But this is the last call to have your name on the doll's house. So if you have sent me that you want your name on the doll's house, send it again. Send it again, just to make sure, because we are coming up to the point now we're going to start covering the backup. So I hide messages inside every single model that I build. So inside Ector 1, in the gearbox of Ector 1, is a message me and the kids wrote. We put it inside there, like a time capsule. So should it ever get broken open, someone will know. Inside Iron Man's chest is a message. Inside the petrol tank of the Route Master is a message. Inside the Titanic, there'll be one. Inside the doll's house, what we're going to. So I've already put a message in the doll's house. There's a message inside the foundations of the doll's house. But I've got this massive blank canvas on the back where it's all raw wood and it's all being covered over, but it's big, so I've got a lot of space on the back of the doll's house. I've also got space that I can show you. So this is the inside panel of the house. This is the outside panel of the house. And I've got all this space, and this is all being covered over with paneling. But I can put names all over this. So if you're a watcher of the channel, if you've got a YouTube channel, if you're a supporter of us, if you've enjoyed the build, if you just want your name on one of my models, email me and tell me you want your name or you want a message or whatever it is, and I'm going to get as many as we can on the house, and then they'll all be gone. But we'll know they're there, right? So if anybody ever ends up with the Build with the Boys Disney Dolls house 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, there is a link where they can go to the in the house, there is a link where they're about to go to this YouTube channel, and providing the world hasn't ended and these videos are still up, they will be able to go to it and they're about to see all of those names on the video. So if you would like your name immortalized in the Disney Dolls house, email me at buildingwiththeboys@outlook.com and we will add your name to the house. Any message you want to put or anything you want to put, you just have to be your name. You can put friend's name in there or whatever you want. But they'll all be there. I will show you them all on there, and then all going to be gone. But that's coming up, so we are running out of time. As I said, if you've already messaged me, message me again. Make sure I don't miss you, because I get a lot of emails. And that's going to be done. So that'll be fun. That'll be nice, right? That is about all from me. So get excited for your Daleks. Head over there now and subscribe to it. There's no harm, no foul, because you can't just cancel it if you don't want it. But head over there. You never know, they might send you a free gift. There's also a survey that you can do on the web page for that, where you can take a survey about it and you can win a 50 quid Amazon card. Got worth a shot in it. All fun. We've got loads and loads and loads and loads coming up. There will be, hopefully, there'll be more videos tonight, if not early tomorrow morning. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. That's all from me. I will see you very, very soon for more from the boys. Take care, and I will see you then.